Hi, everybody. Fluid Friday. I'm going to put up a question for you guys. Matty Tarot will be here shortly, but you know what? His birthday's coming up. Hi, Cam. Hi, everybody. So I thought you guys could give me suggestions on what to buy for him for a birthday present, which he'll open up live on the 25th show. I put the second show. That's not right. 25th show. But anyway, um, let me know if you have suggestions on what I'm going to buy for him from all of you. Okay. And I'm going to send it to him and instruct him not to open it, and he'll open it live. I think that'll be a lot of fun. All right. Let's see. What is new in your lives? Let me know. I know, Kim. That's going to be so much fun. I need to correct that thing, but is October 26th, Saturday, his birthday. So the 25th, that show, he'll open the present. That'll be fun. It's got to be, well, I think you guys can come up with really good ideas on what it should be. So I'm excited about that. And we're going to let some people come in. It is Fluid Friday. I'm drinking water. So what's in your cup? So anyway, let's see. I don't need to go over, I think, yet the rules. And so we can just chat for a few, waiting for Maddie to come in. So I'll pick you, Kim. What is happening in your world right now? Let me know. I was kind of late a couple minutes because I need to put some photos in here and some images, and I got one in. That's it. Ah, you're waiting for pizza. Oh, Padres night. You know, I love that we have a baseball team, and I know they're doing really well, but I don't watch baseball just because I feel like it's really slow for me. So I'm more football than anything else, for sure. So, Kim, do you have any suggestions on what I should get Maddie from everybody, from his fans? They can open that on his day before his birthday on our show. Let me know. He has so many things. I want to get something. I have an idea, but I don't want him to know. So, but maybe somebody will suggest it. Good. Think about it because I'd like to do something like that. That I don't randomly I send people that I know the witches calendar, Llewellyn's witches calendar. Some of you might have seen that calendar before, but it has the astrology in it. It has the moon phases, and it talks of Wiccan things and rituals and stuff like that. So I sent him one last year, and I sent him one just a while ago. Just randomly, when it comes out, I see it, and I love their price. It's always been 13.13. I don't know what I paid for it this year, but that's kind of a neat numbers. So I sent him a witch's calendar. So I have a couple of ideas, but I don't know. Oh, you know what I forgot? Uh-oh. Wait a minute. I bought this to celebrate the beginning of Halloween's and autumn, and it didn't come in until after our show Wednesday. So here it is. Okay, so we have enough people to go over the rules, and I see a couple people. Okay, so I want to tell you this: the number one thing that reason we won't put you up to do a reading is if you put somebody's name in there, because we're not going to out anybody. We will ask you to put person of interest, a husband, a relative, an ex, person on my mind, whatever. But please don't put anybody's name in your request. We won't put that up and you won't get a reading. Okay. And let me see. No legal, no pregnancy or health questions, please. You can ask for a general, yes, no, pendulum reading. That's what Matty does. You can ask for 3-month reading from me, or even Matty does those. October, November, December is what I'm doing right now. Or I'll look at, I see somebody asked for a specific month. I can do the specific month. Just ask whatever question you want. We do free readings because we feel, both Matty and I feel, that everybody should have a chance to get a really good reading, and cost shouldn't be part of it. However, tips are always enjoyed and appreciated. And that can be $1, $5, whatever. But there's no strings attached. These are free readings. And Alicia, you put the guy. I like that. Yes. I love the relationship ones. So you guys got it. And please go and like this broadcast. Please go to Matty Tarot on YouTube, and please subscribe. Also, Psychic Fixes on Facebook and YouTube, and give us that thumbs up and that subscription, and that'll be absolutely wonderful. Again, please don't put anybody's first initials, first name, last name in your request. We won't put it up on the screen. We're kind of outing them, and we won't do that. So just say person of interest, a love interest, a relative, something like that. Okay. And then we'll randomly select. Hi, Matty Tarot.
Hi.
I put the wrong date on this. I said he will be opening it on October. I hit the 5, I think, 25th show.
Oh.
So, yes, I'm getting suggestions from the audience.
Oh my gosh, wait, what does it say? I didn't even read it yet. I thought you were doing a reading.
What
should we get Matty Tarot for his birthday? Oh! He will be opening it on October
25th.
On October
25th. I screwed that up.
No, you're fine. So, hold on one second.
Yeah. I'm gonna do this. Let me know. And Matty, you can't suggest. I can see you do that. I have an idea, but I am open to everybody's suggestion. And I'm in the Halloween spirit, the autumn spirit here.
I love it. I love it's what, Mickey ears? It's like a mini ears. Mini ears.
Minnie's got the bow, I think.
Minnie with the bow.
Mickey can have one too if he wants.
I'm so done.
I do want to show one thing. I want to show one thing. Okay. I got surprised that, and I don't have it all on there, but there is a Yule story time featuring one of my Wiccan mini books, My First Yule, on November 9th, 10:30 a.m. And this is at the Green Bean Roastery on the East Coast, by the way. So I will be getting the rest of the info, and because I cut it off of where it's at and everything. But I am so it's so crazy. These people are going to have a story time for kids using my book.
That's so awesome.
I know it. It's so neat. So
no, that's really, really awesome. I love that. Hold on, wait. We that deserves a round of applause.
I'm really excited. It's a very open-minded and like a cafe, and they do all kinds of events, and they are open to doing pagan and Wiccan. So I thought that was really neat.
I love that.
I'm all set up. I have to pick somebody, but do you have any news or anything you need to talk about?
Not really. I'm ready to do
No.
readings. I've had a
Okay.
long day of.
Don't forget the QR code thing, and I'm going to go search. Let me do some searching. I did find somebody I wanted to do, so let me grab that.
I've got my black candle here for, October.
Ooh, yes. Yep.
Don't want 3 witches to pop out though. Or maybe you do. Maybe I do.
I don't think that can happen because they pretty much need a virgin to light the candle.
You know what? As long as if they did come, I would require one thing. And it's why can't I think of it?
It's just one
The
thing.
name of the
You got
song.
it.
Oh, A Spell on You. I'm trying to think. I was like, why can't I name it the song? Think of the name of the song. I would require Bette Midler to sing "I Put a Spell on You" and do the that whole thing, and
Yeah,
she'd
so
have to do it in
fun.
front of me, and because that is me and my husband were just talking about this actually recently. Like we watched that scene. We turned that scene on, and I was just like, this scene is so iconic. And when I was young, I was obsessed with that part of the movie, and just
It was good.
the
Yeah.
run that she does and everything. I'm just amazing. I love it.
I love her. I really do. Okay, I'm going to just turn my mic off and connect to Kelly's energy. I'll be right back.
Alrighty. You guys, it is Fluid Friday. What's in your cup? I've got water. We're staying hydrated this Friday. What's in your cup? What's in your cup? Let me know what's in your cup. On Fluid Friday. Fluid Friday. Stay hydrated. Fluid Friday. What's in your cup? You could drink water, or you could have a little drink. A little drink. Debbie's getting ready. And I've got, what have I got this evening? Let's see. I've got my inner guidance messages. Marianne says, tea, English afternoon tea. I love it. I've got my inner guidance messages, and I've got my Prism Oracle. And let's see what we're feeling drawn to tonight. I'm feeling drawn to a deck I don't normally use often. And it's this one. I don't even remember the name. But I'm feeling drawn to it. Rhonda says, Mountain Dew. Oh! Mountain Don't. Drop the deck. Rhonda's doing the do. Marianne's doing the tea. Love it.
I'm going to turn off the air conditioning. I forgot I had it on.
I'm so done. I've also got my crystal cards. And really, that's all I'm feeling drawn to this evening. So,
okay. I'm ready for Kelly.
Nice and simple. You go ahead.
Okay. Kelly. First 4 cards are for you. The card that represents you is the job card, new stream of money, new project. So this says, I'm ready. I'm ready for either a new job or a new way of money coming in or a new start, that a good financial start, something coming in for you. And so you're manifesting this in. Okay, very, very good. Now, the temporary energy crossing over you. So this is something coming in, something you're thinking about, something that is coming into you, is partnership. and that's getting along in a really good partnership. So if it were in your reading, I'd say, hey, partnership's coming for October, but right now it's just right over you. It's either just coming in or a thought. All right. Very, very good. In the future, I think you're going to get like a really creative idea. I think you're going to jump on it, takes you in a new direction. I feel like it's going to be very successful for you to implement this idea. So this is past October sometime. Okay. You have so many people in your reading. I took extra cards to see what are they doing there. Past position shows a Queen of Swords. This could be you. Queen of Swords is like to me the best woman in the deck because I'm a Queen of Swords. But we happen to have big personalities, intelligence, compassion, no nonsense, a justice theme of what's right and wrong, all that kind of thing. So this could be you. You could identify with that, or it could be somebody that you just had some kind of contact with. All right, they're showing me for October the Queen of Cups, which is my mom card. Sometimes, if we're moms, it means we put that mom hat on. And in the very beginning, this is a very important thing to be the mom, or it can be actually a mother figure, somebody compassionate, somebody intuitive, that mother's intuition. Right? Also, someone creative, or we can have somebody that's very nurturing. A lot of people that are Queen of Cups are in the medical field, by the way. So I do get this woman coming in priority or already has. I also get the justice card. That means the right decision was made. If there was an important decision in the very first part of October, I feel like it was the right one to make. Sometimes this can be legal paperwork that we're dealing with, things like that. Now, mid, right where we are getting into, I feel like you're working really well with people, especially if you're working a job or something like that. I get working along, getting along in whatever you're doing with them. Very, very good. Now, I want to tell you a little bit, maybe into next week. I feel like there's going to be some challenges for you. Hard to go forward. You don't want to go backwards. You're kind of digging in and staying in one place. We don't like this. I don't see anything bad about it, but it does kind of stop you from going forward. So get some fluorite crystals, put it out, or just ask Archangel Michael, clear my path, because I feel like we are challenged. Now we have a couple that comes in importance at the end of this month. So we have the Wands, the Queen and King of Wands, and they're very much good in usually business. They want to get to the top of their field. They want to motivate. They want to help others get to where they want to get their successes. Is very good, very good people, and good people to have around. But I get a couple here, and I did take some cards saying, why do they step in? Well, this is the deal. There's something about money here. And so I do get that they come in, and there's something to do with some money that is going to be a wait till the money comes in. Also, a loss of money, and kind of what ends is just happen to go along with the flow. I don't want you to get into that situation. Okay. So be a caution I have for these two people in business. And I'm going to say married woman and male, that there's something about, oh, well, now you got to wait for the money and you're going to suffer a loss in it. So I want you to be cautious on that. And that's what I have for you for October.
That was lovely, Debbie.
Thank you.
Okay.
And I will go look for someone, and then I will post a comment who will be next that I'll be doing after Matty is finished.
Alrighty. So, I've chosen Pranjit Pukan, and their question is, how did she feel yesterday when I messaged her, the girl in my mind? Any love or relationship, any love feelings or relationship, potential relationship do you see? You're asking if we see that for you guys, and how she felt when you messaged her, the girl that is on your mind. So it doesn't say here if this person has the same feelings for you as you do for them. I don't get to see that. But so I'm not saying they don't, but I am seeing this. This person is in a state in a space of healing. They are not really looking for a relationship right now. And here's the thing, they may on some level like you. They may have some feelings. However, they don't have a strong enough attraction toward you to make them do anything about it, right? So, and that has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with where they are right now in their life. This girl, she's going she's been through something where she's healing at this time, and she's not looking for a relationship. She doesn't want to be vulnerable and get into um a dynamic like that right now. However, there's a deeper issue here, Pranjit. You might be coming on too strong, and I get it. You see, you like somebody, you know, you want to tell them, you want to try and talk to them, you want to be around them, you want to spend time with them. Um, oh, let's see. What are you saying? She had some bitter feelings lately, but I hope it changed. We didn't meet though. Will she meet me soon, or should I go? Should or I should go or think of someone, or should I go meet or think of someone else? I see. Um, yeah, I'm gonna say don't waste your time on this person because, like I said, they may have some level of attraction toward you. Like there's, I mean, I don't want to beat around the bush here. Let's say they're mildly attracted to you. They're not so drawn to you that they're gonna like, you know, do whatever it takes to make it happen, right? So you don't really want to be with somebody like that. And it has nothing to do with you. It's just a matter of personal preference. Like, sometimes you just don't find you don't feel a connection with somebody. I'm sure you've had that before. You've met someone and you just didn't feel a connection with them. And it's not that they're a bad person. It's nothing other than it's just they're not for you, right? And you don't and so she isn't feeling that level of a connection. And the way when she does respond to you, it's more out of boredom. And you don't want somebody like that because she's not being direct, she's not being upfront, she's not being forthcoming. But also, let's get to the a deeper issue here. You might be coming on too strong, and that might actually push people away. You might meet people and they are very vocal and communicative in the beginning, but you notice that they trail off and they start to go um, they become less available, and they become it's more infrequent in how they interact with you. That could be due to this it makes them feel overwhelmed the way you are coming on to them. um and I do see this rooted in a way of belief about yourself that has to do with your self-worth. You might not feel you might not take rejection very well, and when somebody does reject you, you might feel like it's because you're not good enough. But here's the thing, every person in the world, every single person gets rejected by somebody, by something, by someone, by you know, whatever. Every single person gets rejected. So, uh, you know, does that mean everybody's not good enough? Like, obviously not. Obviously not, right? it goes back to what I was saying before. There's just people you feel a connection with, and then there's some people that you don't. And if somebody rejects you, you know, what's the saying? It's like the cliche saying, rejection is God's protection, or rejection is just redirection, or there's a bunch, you know, but it's just simply something you gotta, it's just part of life. And it doesn't mean have anything to do with the value, your value. Okay. However, if you get hung up on the how do you say, there's this cycle that happens. You could potentially be seeking someone in order to validate that part of yourself that doesn't feel like you're good enough. And so when you feel like you get the girl, then you're good enough, right? Then that means you're good enough. So you validated that part of your subconscious, but you maybe seeking this out on some level, and you get so caught up in doing that, and so someone rejects you, and then you jump around to the next, and you're because you're trying to seek that validation, and it can get really, really um tangled into a mess of, how do I say, uh negative feedback loop, a negative feedback loop where you are quite literally, where your behaviors and your actions become the very thing that is causing the the problem that you're facing. And so be careful. To You're being asked to step back, to take pause, to examine your emotions, to examine your innermost thoughts, and to wash away the inner critic. Essentially, it's time for you, the judgment card came out here. Essentially, it's time for you to take extreme accountability. You need to take extreme accountability for you know, any negative beliefs you have about yourself, any self-limiting beliefs, and any way that you might be, that those things might be coming out in your actions. So I'll give you an example. If somebody believes that they're not good enough, you know, well, then let's say there's an audition and they have this dream of becoming you know, this actor, or you know, this person in Broadway plays or whatever. It's like their dream, and but they don't feel like they're good enough, right? And they're like, I'll never be as good as, you know, the people you know, on Broadway, or I'll never be as good as this person in this class, or I'll never be as good as the people on TV. Like, it's just, you know, well, what happens when that person goes, okay, they finally are like, I'm gonna go try out, I'm gonna try out and go in this, you know, do tryouts at this play or do rehearsals or whatever. um and then they get there and they're nervous, and because they think they're not good enough, they don't take that extra, you know, leap to do that extra, you know, put their all in, because they're timid and they're moving around and they're like watched and they're like, oh gosh, I don't look good, and they're so worried about not being good enough that they quite literally don't do their very best performance that they could have done. And then the person who's, you know, choosing the people in the audition is like, you know, that person, like, it's unfortunate. They have the voice, they have the look, but they just, you know, the way they're just, it's not giving me the umph. Like, they're not, I can tell they're not putting their all into it, or they're too timid, and just the way they're interacting is just, it's not, it's unfortunate, because I would love to pick that person. But, and you see, and then what happens? What does that mean? You didn't get picked, so you're not good enough. So you having this belief pours out into everything around you, and you quite literally, it can get into a position, you can get to a place where you're creating it, and all the things around you are showing you and affirming it, but really it's just because you're thinking so heavily about it. So you got to let that go. You need to understand, um Slow and steady wins the race, one foot in front of the other. You don't need to climb the entire mountain of issues or whatever. And all you gotta do is stay steadily moving forward. Take extreme accountability for how you feel, and take a moment to pause and really examine how you've contributed to your own suffering, essentially, in ways. Now, not to say you're like miserable. I'm not saying you're miserable and you're suffering. I'm saying in a general sense, like, oh, maybe, maybe I could have not come on as strong. Maybe I could have, maybe waited a little longer to text them, instead of blowing their phone up and sending them 15 messages in a row. Like, you know what? I'm just giving examples, but you get it. I'm going to say this, it's in your head, okay? You just got to be yourself. People like confidence. It's the number one and most attractive quality in a person is confidence. You ever meet somebody and you're like I'll give an example. Like I don't when I there was a time in my life where I didn't want to take my shirt off like when I would go to a pool, right? And so but the thing is that I'd be on the beach or I'd be at the pool and I would see people who are much larger than me and they would have their shirt off and I don't think anything bad about that. I don't think they look bad. I don't think anything negative about them. I just look at them like normal people. Like cuz they are normal people, right? It's like nothing phased me about it, but for some reason I wouldn't take mine off. And so it's just a matter of like it's not it's in your head. And the more you can kind of see that and just start being yourself and just start being comfortable and start you know not worrying about all that stuff, that's when everything starts to flow for you, okay? I do see this essentially. I'm gonna say this to close out your reading. I see this person you're talking to ending in a heartbreak. If you continue to try, they're gonna end up hurting you, so don't do it. But what comes after that is the sun, and that is happiness. And it looks like this message. Oh, look, and then right under space, after you give it some space, look, happiness again. So you got, that's so interesting. Look, at the bottom of each of these decks, you've got the Three of Swords with space. So this is sadness, take some space, take time to yourself to rest, and then happiness in the sun. So definitely it's coming for you. You need to find your own path, do your own thing, back away from this person and start being you, okay? That's all I have for you this evening.
That was great. Thank you. Thank you. Very, very good. Always good advice. All right. Is it Aisha? Isha? Okay. The guy, thank you for using guy, that you like, what does he feel for you? He hasn't committed. Okay. Let me tell you what I do have for you for split cards. I don't know if you feel that you still have some kind of a broken heart or something, but I do get a little loss, sorrow, hurt there. I do feel like you have a lot over you, like a lot to handle, heavy burdens and things like that. So try to lighten your load a little bit. It does show me in the future that you will be taking an adventure, a trip. Now, the past shows me a very strong male. And this is a King of Swords. Sometimes they're very Libra like, just the same, very strong in their opinions, things like that. I also get a money minded woman. They show me that this is going towards love and a very good future. So I can see where right now, if you choose this path, that you could have a great love and also have everything that comes with it, family good, money good, all of that stuff. However, it does show me there's a wait for results. All right. So there's a wait here. Is there something as far as responsibility to having a relationship? Because I get something about wanting to be responsible. like there's a flow for relationships or something. So I do feel like that kind of slows things down just a little bit. I do want to tell you this. I took extra cards. If along your path, be careful of becoming jealous, because I feel like there could be jealousy in a very strong woman with a strong personality. All right. And there's no need for that. All right. I will feel at that point you have everything that you wanted, and there's a lot of happiness there and all of that. So just be careful with that if it surfaces. But I do feel like if you have that weight, that this could be everything really great and forever after. So you have to choose that path. But again, there's a wait for that to come. And that's what I have for you. Kelly, I wanted to tell Kelly, so sorry for the loss of your father. And in your reading, you are wearing the mommy cap. And that means that that's a time during this month that's the important thing to do is to focus on your kids. And that's what I have for you, the ending of yours.
Yes, Kelly, I'm sorry for your loss as well. Okay, let's see.
Can I put my little thing up again?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah,
Oh,
duh.
okay. What should we get Matty
Oh,
Tarot for his birthday?
I thought you were talking about the book.
You are called or the book now. Matty Tarot for his birthday. I am buying a gift from all of you to him, and he will open it not on the 2nd, the 25th of October on that Friday show.
On the tooth.
On the tooth. On the 25th, he'll open it. So put some comments in or write to me at psychicfixes@gmail what you think would be something great to give Matty for his birthday, coming from all of you through my paycheck. Let me know. Post it in the comment. What could we give him?
Oh my gosh. I never people sometimes they ask, they're like, what do you want, or what should I get you? And I'm like the worst at telling people. I'm like, I don't know.
It's like all year I'll know, oh, I want that red lipstick, or I want this or that. And then when it comes to me September, they go, what do you want for your birthday? I'm like, blank. I don't know. But this year I saw that American Indian motorcycle jacket. And like I said, I've had a motorcycle license for 55 years. So I really wanted it, and I got it. Yay.
I just like picturing you on a motorcycle is just iconic, I think.
Well, I'm 70.
I love it.
It's kind of different. But my whole family, there was motorcycle racing. My dad's friends, my dad, I grew up on motorcycles and, at a very young age. And luckily, here in California, we could ride motorcycles without a driver's license when I grew up.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So that I'd ride it anyway. So, but yeah. So anyway, I wanted such a cool, matter of fact, my great aunt, and we got to go back, guys, to the early 1900s. She is pictured with a motorcycle, and back then they looked like a skeleton motorcycle. All in the whole canvas pants that go out at the thighs, the whole 9 yards. She's standing with the motorcycle there, and when I saw that, and I knew, I said, I got to be like her, and always
I love it.
have that. Yeah, it's fun.
Oh, here we go. All right. I've chosen someone, Jocelyn Stevens, but there's some things in the comment. Nia, I'm so done. You're hilarious. Nia said fuzzy handcuffs. And then, let's see. Kim said, if we tell you in the comments, then Maddie will see it.
No, it'll be a surprise.
I'm done.
It'll be a surprise no matter what. Make it funny then. And then just go to psychicfixes at Gmail and send me some suggestions.
All right, Jocelyn Stevens. Jocelyn Stevens. Okay. Oh, wait, 1 second. I'm so sorry.
Okay. All right. So what else is new? Okay. I have a couple ideas of what to get him. So I'm going to go look and see if what you guys put in there. Because he likes his divination things. If you have a specific item, like an Amazon item, then just go to psychicfixes at Gmail and send me the link.
Okay. Sorry about that.
All right. That's fine.
All righty. Jocelyn Stevens. So this upcoming month, you've got something in regard to a choice, a choice you need to make in regard to. This either has to do with a creative endeavor that you're on, maybe you're an artist, or possibly just the how do I say, coming into you, like I feel like you've had over the course of this last year some like breakthrough moments where you've really come a long way in something, possibly like a healing journey is mainly what I'm getting here. But um, either that or you're in a situation where you know it needs to change, and you've been building and collecting the tools and in order to make those changes. Now, I think it's more so the first thing I said though, but there's a choice that, yeah, okay, you just said you've come a long way. Yeah, that's mainly what I'm getting here. So there's a choice you need to make in regard to how do I say, your well-being, your stability, and essentially like a new beginning for yourself. It's time. It's time to open the door. And over the next month, look at that. You do open so abundance here. There's something that that goal you have, take the step, take the first step, go toward it, move in a way, make the choices that align. I'm sorry, I'm jumping all over the place. Align your actions with your like with your desires, right? So if you have a goal, well, you need to take a step toward that goal. And it could be, oftentimes I always talk about you don't need to climb the mountain. Oftentimes we look at things and we think, oh, in order to get there, I need to do this and I need this and this and this and this and this. And it's all like, oh, so overwhelming. And that causes us to be a little bit to procrastinate a little bit. And you need to understand the only time is now. The only time is now. It will always be now. Yesterday, it was now. Right now is right now. Tomorrow, when tomorrow comes, it will be now. So you only have now. And there is something I always say this, you don't stress about things because there's one of three options. You either know what you need to do. Okay, if you know what you need to do, that's great. You already have half of it done. You already have half of the problem solved, right? If you know what you need to do. Is there anything out of those things you know you need to do? Can you do any of them right now? If you can, do those things and then stop worrying. And then when the other things come up, do them and stop worrying. And then if there's nothing you can do right now and it's a matter of like, okay, well, I need to, wait before I can do something. Okay, well then stop worrying because it's literally out of your control at that point, right? And then the other option is if you don't know what you need to do, well, you just ask questions, talk to someone, and you'll figure out what you need to do. And then resort back to what I just said. It's either can you do any of those things right now? Yes, do them and then stop worrying. And if you can't, well, stop worrying. All of these options end in stop worrying. But they also involve taking action. So, you don't need to climb that mountain. You don't need to stack every issue up in front of yourself and say, oh my gosh, I got all these things I need to handle. No, you just need to put one foot in front of the other and continue down the path and continue moving forward, taking action. If you don't know what you need to do, talk to somebody. If you do, then all right, can you do any of those things right now? Do them. It's that simple, okay? This took me about 3 years of literally beating that idea and concept into my mind because I used to stress. I used to stress about things a lot. Um, but now it's like I could be really worried about something, but you won't really see or know that I'm really worried about something because I don't let the stress get the best of me. Um, due to adopting that process I just was describing, because there's no need to worry. There's no need to worry. It's just we're in this perpetual never-ending state of, oh well, it eventually ends because we're not finite, in our bodies, at least we're not finite, but I'm sorry, we are finite in our bodies is what I meant to say. But anyway, existence is just this perpetual state of right now, and as long as you're taking action, then you're moving forward. um And growth doesn't look like, huge leaps and bounds all the time. Sometimes we fall back. Sometimes we have like lulls, and moments where we are not making as much progress. That's fine. You got to take a step back and look at the overall encompassing dynamic of it, and kind of see growth kind of breathes, if you will. There's this expansion and a little bit of contraction, and then expansion and a little bit of contraction, expansion, contract. And as long as the overall um, growth is greater than the amount of setbacks or contractions, then you're growing and you're moving forward, right? So over the next month, there's a choice you need to make in regard to self, in regard to your career, in regard to abundance, in regard to the fulfillment you get from life, and it looks like you make that choice. It involves letting go of something, though. The Hanged Man here comes out in month 2. You must let go of something. And you must extract a lesson from it. So this thing you're letting go of, this pain you're letting go of, maybe this past experience, maybe it's a childhood trauma, maybe it's a way of thinking, whatever it is, you got to let go of it, and you got to extract the wisdom of experience. And again, this is a matter of your healing journey, and it is a matter of um, how far you've come. So you kind of, I don't know the words to describe it, but I'll tell you how it happened. See, look, going with the flow, you really find your groove. You're really gonna find your groove in this decision you make toward your fulfillment in life, toward your abundance, toward your career, your well-being, your stability. You really find you let go of past things that held you back. You identify them. You let go. You take the wisdom, and you're going with the flow, and you really feel in this flow state, and that's a great state to be in, because that's the state in which momentum builds and you can manifest things really easily. So I'm just going to tell you, a lot of it has to do with healing old wounds. And so I often in my life have felt like I'm unheard, right? And I'm not saying my parents are bad or anything, but there's many reasons, and it's due to some of the dynamics that I had with family, right? And my parents are lovely, and they've always been supportive in there. And so I'm not saying anything negative about them right now, but childhood trauma is childhood trauma, simply meaning if you're a child, if you had a childhood, you had childhood trauma, okay? It doesn't mean your parents traumatized you and ruined your life and they're terrible, right? That's not what that means. Anyway, I often felt unheard, and it was actually like a couple years ago, I think about 2 years ago now. I was visiting my parents, and I was sitting on the back patio, and I was having a conversation with my mother, and the way the conversation went, I had an epiphany. And I sat there and I just thought, I was like, this exact dynamic that's happening right now is the reason I felt so unheard, and so like what I have to say like isn't important, and it's not that my mom, we were having a lovely conversation. It wasn't a bad thing. She wasn't, getting on me about anything, or like, it was totally normal, but it's just the way that the communication was taking place. I realized that as a child I made this mean something about myself, and I saw through it in that moment, and I was like, wow, like that's not what that means. Like that, it takes sometimes an adult's perspective with the discernment you've gained through the wisdom of your experiences in life to be able to go back and say, I had that all wrong because I was just a child, right? And so there's a different way to look at this. And if I rearrange it this way, well, then that, I can let that go and really do the healing work from it. So, anyway, all I'm saying is you're kind of having those same epiphanies right now. And it looks like this really gets you into a flow state of mind. And the third month here, I see you having some sort of really, really powerful encounter with somebody. Maybe it's like a date or some sort of, I mean, potentially it even could be a hookup. I don't know, but like, I don't know how you get down, but I'm gonna say this: you definitely hit it off with somebody romantically, sexually, and it looks like it goes really well, actually. So that's typically when it happens too. It's like when you really are in that. I always talk about confidence is the number one attractor. When you're really in that flow state, in that abundance mindset, in that fulfilling, your life goals, and just doing you and exuding this confidence, right? That's usually when something like that happens. You meet somebody who you really just click with, right? So I do see. I always say this too. The ghost of the past comes back as soon as you meet that person. So it looks like you have some really higher conscious, like um, higher spiritual level interaction with somebody, and then that's when some ghost of the past rears its ugly head. And just ignore it. Just ignore that. You don't need to give that any. What you might need to address again, the moon here, some of those emotions, some of those things that you maybe forgot, and you're like, oh, I forgot that I was there. I forgot, we find these parts of us in our healing journeys that we kind of like, oh gosh, I didn't realize that affected me so deeply. Like, why, I didn't realize this was still in there. You might need to address some of those things, but I don't see you having any issue with this. I see you getting through it fairly easily. Let's see. Rest, relax, relief. Yeah. You, like I just said, you get through it really easily. So I'm going to pull another one. Let's see. Look at that. That thing you want, that thing I believe it's like the type of relationship you want and the type of life you want. It's right around the corner. You're on the right path. Keep doing what you're doing. I don't advise you change anything. Just stay true to yourself and stay in your power. And you got this. I'm going to pull a crystal card to just close out the reading. Rhyolite. Rhyolite. This ancient stone can induce a very deep and introspective meditation. It can help you explore your past lives, gaining strength and self-esteem gaining strength and self-esteem from this stone allows you to look back. This is I love it when spirit does this. It's everything I was just saying. Gaining strength and self-esteem from this stone allows you to look back with an understanding and acceptance of the choices you've made and the experiences you've had. Was I not just saying that? You saw me shuffle that, right? Anyway, I think you get it. You're doing great. I hope this resonated, and that's all I have for you this evening.
Oh, that was great. I have Marianne, Vancouver. Hi, Marianne. General reading is what I have here with a few extra cards. The card that comes down for you, Marianne, and represents you is a wish come true. I feel like there's something that you really, really want, and you know how to bring it towards you, and that's what's happening. A wish come true that represents you. I do get this great energy of good news coming, temporary energy crossing you. So I think that you can expect something coming in. I get a party. So in the future, it's showing me a reason to celebrate and which is worthwhile to have a big party over. Past position shows me the death card. Usually, this means that we had a big change happen in our life. Now, when I look at your cards, I do get you getting your desires and reaching your goals, making a change for the better in your home or career if you're doing that. I feel like you could go see the world. I feel like you're going to get and gain all these things that you want, and no doubt about that. I also have a very strong personality here. This probably is you. I feel very good person, very compassionate, very strong, very intelligent. Now, I do get you working well with people, and I especially like the magician card showing me this creative part of you. So this means that you can actually get an idea that will make money, make a product, all kinds of things here with this creation card. And but it always does mean that you can make money from it, okay? Now I want to tell you what I do get when I get you in this creative thing, making something, doing something like that. We can make money from it. I get that the tower card comes. And this means that things change. Didn't expect this to happen on this path of this thing that you create. And so what I do get that there's a wait for getting what you want. There is an issue about the money coming from whatever you are involved in. But I see no matter what, you'll be responsible, put a lot of hard work and effort into whatever you're doing. I get connection to a very money minded male. So you need to be careful. The magician card comes sometimes when we have, inventions. And so this is important and legally important. When you have an idea, be careful of who you share it with and who you go into any business with. But I do feel like something's going to come in. It's really good. However, connection with this money minded male does take the money away or a long time to get and really dashes your hopes that it was going to be an instant success. So go ahead and do this creative thing. I'd rethink aligning with anyone in a male that has money. Okay? That's what I have for you, Marianne.
That was lovely, Debbie. All right, I'm gonna do two for the pendulum real quick.
Okay.
So, first one was always protected. My question is super simple. If my crush reciprocates, the pendulum swung in the no direction, so I'm so sorry. But here, if you would like to see again, let's see. 1 second. Yeah, it's saying no. I pulled the a card for this and I got the Seven of Swords. This person would end up betraying you anyway if it were a thing. And it may be actually this card could be pointing to some sort of self-sabotage as well. Maybe, I don't know exactly your situation, but I will say this. I realized, I had multiple relationships in my life where I found myself in a position where the person was disrespecting me, where I felt like I wasn't, being treated the way I should be. And I realized something after I saw this pattern, right? And it was that it wasn't that all people, and I'll just, I date men, so I'm just going to say men, but like, it wasn't that like all men are bad people, right? And all men suck, right? That's not what it was. It was my picker was a little off. Oh, see, Debbie got the Seven of Swords too. So it wasn't that, everyone's like this. It's just that, like, I tend to, something about me caused me to tend to choose people that were just not, the best at respecting boundaries and being respectful, and who were going to give me the type of, to value me in the way that I was looking. So I was choosing that in some way, and it wasn't conscious, it was subconscious, but I saw the pattern and I figured it out. It's like, okay, so that's self-sabotage, right? To continually seek out these people that are not going to value you, or respect you in the way, or me in this case. um that's self-sabotage. So this could be potentially showing some form of self-sabotage. Maybe your picker's a little off. Maybe you should take time to examine that and see, you know the type of people that you are choosing. Does this continue? Does this happen regularly, this dynamic? Again, I don't know your situation. I just was simply answering the question, but it does not look like this specific crush reciprocates. I do apologize, and I hope this helps. And then my second one was Anna Iva. Hello, Debbie and Maddie. Do you see a romance with the man I met during my trip? Let's see. Again, I will tell you up front, Anna, the pendulum swung no, but I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you again. Hold on. See the pendulum saying no. And then I pulled a card for you as well, Anna. The reason is because the Knight of Wands came out here, the Knight of Rods. The reason is because this person is a player. They're a quote unquote F boy. They're non-committal. They're not the type of person you want to get into a relationship with. They're the type of person that's going to show up really great and well in the first 3 months, 3 to 6 months, and be like, you're going to think they're going to be really vulnerable. They're going to be like, you're going to think like, oh, this is a great person. And then they're going to slowly and painfully withdraw, not give you any sort of explanation why. And the more you get upset about it and kind of try to figure it out and try to, you're like, what's going on? And rightfully so, because, communication's lacking. That's going to actually push them further away, and they're going to be somewhat turned off by your display of emotion. And that is an internal problem that person needs to address and work on, in regard to why they can't seem to communicate, why they can't seem to remain consistent, and why emotions and vulnerability icks them out so much. So you don't want to date somebody like this. They're non-committal. They're flaky. Okay. But you do you, keep doing you, and you will find somebody. Okay. Anyway, I hope this helps.
You want to do your QR code?
All right, you guys. So I do a lot more than just tarot readings, and you can go ahead to my booking site and check out the many different services I offer, but here's just a glimpse of those services, and you can scan this QR code to go to the site where you can see all the services, and also even schedule an appointment or a one-on-one service, a private session with me if you would like. Alrighty. Well, That's the show. Thank you so much for joining us. We greatly appreciate all of our supporters. And make sure if you didn't hit the thumbs up already, make sure to like it. And we'll be back. We're here every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So we'll be back on Monday. And is there anything you'd like to say, Debbie?
I think that's about it. If you want to tell me what we should get Matty Tarot for his birthday, send me your idea to psychicfixes@gmail.com.
You're so sweet and you're so kind. Alrighty.
Fun.
Thank you. I hope you have a lovely weekend, a safe weekend, and we'll see you on Monday. All right. Bye.
Bye, everybody.